Welcome to the Service, Business and Strategy Podcast, a podcast where we explore the service sector-based startups and business challenges, strategies, tips, tricks and advices to help you grow your startup and business sustainably and substantially. Welcome to our very first episode of the Service and Business Strategy Podcast. I am Rohan Arote, a business strategy consultant for over 8 years and your host for this podcast. I am working with service sector-based startups and businesses to plan out their business strategy and also help them solve their business challenges. In this episode of Service Means Value Creation, we are going to briefly understand what a service business really is. We are also focusing on how can you start or grow your business in the most sustainable way. Well, you may be planning to start a business or may have already stepped into the shoes of this business industry. So here are a few tips on how can you really work around your service business as value creation for your customers. So before we directly hit the topic and get into the value creation part, let's lay some foundation by understanding what really a service business is. One of the best advices I have ever got during my school life is begin with basics always. Therefore, I would like to begin with the basics. The service sector has been one of the most important industry in contributing to the overall world economy and also to the every individual country's economy. One of the academic definitions which we all know in different forms of service is service means serving someone with something with an intention of providing a benefit, may or may not be in exchange of money or any other kind. So this sounds a very academic but carries a lot of weight definition. And now here is a little different definition which I have established by working with my clients, and it may have a little bit different interpretation than what the original definition or an academic definition really has. So it goes like this, that it's service means helping your client achieve a substantial positive outcome by adding value to their existing business in exchange of money or any other kind. Now, this interpretation is focused more on delivering a service in return for some benefit to you as well. Now, this definition is more on business front rather than just providing service to anyone. So let's understand, what do you really mean by a service business? A service business mostly revolves around two words, that is delivering value. The first question that arises here is, how are you delivering value to your customers? Before diving directly into the question, let's understand this on a deeper level by breaking down into two sections. Number one is delivering value and number two is the mutual benefit. One of the most important keys to building a successful business is delivering value. Take any one of the successful businesses you know, right from the start of Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, email service, telephone service, or it could be your car servicing station as well. You can also take examples of gym, cleaning services, etc. Pick any one of them and ask a question. What value does it deliver to me? We have been using or availing these services because we get some value from it. Similarly, when you become a service provider or start a business, this question still remains valid. What value do I deliver to my clients? I would like to share some real fact and real-time situation today in the marketplace. Service industry is crowded and is very high in competition right now. The main reason for this is that the entry and the exit from the service industry are incredibly easy. With minimum investment, one can enter this industry, and if the business doesn't work out, you may just exit conveniently with minimum losses. So the whole point over here is the risk factor is all-time low. Actually, if you notice, this can be considered as both positive as well as a negative side of a service business. Within the industry, the competition is so high that there is no count of people stepping in and out of the industry on daily basis. So those who have actually survived and are doing well are the ones who really have understood the industry well. around 70 to 80% of the businesses today are struggling with getting new clients as well as retaining them. And this is because they think the value they are delivering to their clients is the value which their clients are in need of, whereas in reality, the client never asked or demanded that value and is absolutely looking for something else. I'll repeat again what I said because it's very important to understand that they think that the value they are delivering to their clients is the value which their clients are in need of. Whereas in reality, the client never asked or demanded that value and is absolutely looking for something else. It's interesting when startups or new businesses approach me for my services. Before I take their business case, I usually conduct an assessment and I ask a standard question to all the founders and the management team that what value addition does this particular product or service do to your client? And as expected, the answer is very much like marketing keywords. But in reality, there is hardly any value addition which happens to their clients. The best way I prefer to be is like an assessor who first understands the value addition which the organization thinks they are doing or delivering versus checking back with their clients that what were they expecting and how much has been actually delivered to them. And trust me, usually the results are very scary. In terms of percentage, it is somewhere between 15 to 20% of value which gets delivered. And because of this, the products or services are found to be expensive to your potential clients or the customers. Hence, the retention struggle starts. Let's say, for an example, let's say there are 10 deliverables which you thought are the value creation or value addition deliverables for your client's business. And for those 10 deliverables, you are charging like $100, technically $10 for each deliverable. Now here, according to your client, only 2 deliverables are getting delivered or were delivered which were actually a value addition or a creation for their business. In terms of money, only $20 worth. But they end up paying you $100 against $20 that they should have really paid. And that is how you are expensive tag gets attached to your business or the products or the services which your business is selling. Now let's focus to the second section, that is the mutual benefit. Service industry delivers intangible value. It cannot be seen physically or directly. It is always measured with a different set of parameters. Let's take a gym instructor as an example. When a client comes with an expectation to reduce weight from, let's say, 200 pounds to 150 pounds, it is measured with the help of a weighing scale machine. Let's say it is going to take 3 months of minimum time to reduce the weight with the right diet and exercise. So in this case, the gym instructor should not wait for the 150 pounds to be achieved to get paid for. The client may fall back or may not follow the routine which has been designed so well, but the lack of discipline of your client should not steal away your benefit. It should always be treated as a mutual benefit. In such scenarios, you may have to charge some advance fees and then on later stages may charge weekly or bi-weekly fee. The point here is not to work for free or work on project where your benefit is not being taken care of. The calculation here is definitely applicable to building a profitable business model and not for a non-profit business model. So now let's move forward and let's shift to how can your service startup or business can create value or means value creation. I would like to start off right away with the value proposition in this scenario. So value proposition in any service or product, rather in every service or product, promises something to be delivered to its potential clients and users. And this something that is considered to be a measurable benefit for which every customer is paying you and buying your products or services. They are in reality buying the experience from the particular service or product. As I mentioned earlier, the service sector is a lot more crowded and competitive, and a very important question needs to be answered here. what makes you stand out of the crowd and the competition. And this is nothing but your value proposition. Your value proposition is your key to the success in the service business. Your value proposition should sound convincing to your potential customers that your product or service is better from the rest out there in the market. Definitely, it needs a strong strategic planning both on business as well as on the marketing platforms. But the value proposition decides the real success of your products or services. So, the stronger the value proposition, stronger you will be able to position in a competitive market. In short, value proposition is the best value for money, best product or service, and the best total solution for your client or your customers or whatever you want to call them out. So how to really get started with the value proposition? So there are two ways in which your value proposition can be worked upon. One is simple process in which you can start off right away, and the other through a business technicality. The simple process to understand this is by answering these 4 set of questions for your business, which you can do right away. You can choose to pause the podcast, get a pen and paper, and you can just hear to these questions out and start writing right away. So the first question while you're working on your value proposition is, what does your business do? This question should cover these points basically. 1. What industry are you really in? Are you into health and wellness, or are you into marketing, or are you into human resource industry or a fashion industry, or etc. So basically the point here is that you should know your industry very well. There could be a very good possibility that your business may have multiple industry clients, but strong advice here is that you stick to one industry initially so that you really plan your business according to the industry standards and industry trends. The second point under what does your business do is what different or what unique feature does your business provide that sets you apart from the rest of the crowd in the market. And this particular second point carries a lot of weightage because it will help you and as well as push you to do a little bit of market research in terms of your competition analysis, that who all are your competitors, what is the unique value proposition they are bringing to the table to their clients, and how are you different, or how can you position yourself different than them. So that's it in the first question, what does your business do? Let's move on to the second question. The second question is, who is your target audience really? If your immediate answer is everyone is my target audience, caution. Please take a note of it that if you say that everyone is your client, then there are high chances that you don't know what exactly you are providing to your customers. Every business has a set of the target audience or target customers to whom they want to serve with their products and services. Definitely, you can increase the target audience as you grow, but not right away. Let's take an example of Facebook or WhatsApp for that matter. They both were first known to the younger generation, and as the younger generation adopted it, later the different age group audience started using it. The funny part is that the older group of audience is using Facebook and WhatsApp more than the initial target audience. So based on who your target audience is, you can work out your marketing plans and marketing budgets and the creative part of your selling and advertisement. The third and one of the most important question, and as a matter of fact, if you know this, you already have achieved 85% of the success. And the question is, what are the pain points of your ideal customers? The pain points of your ideal customers are the points around which you can make a strong, profitable and sustainable business, period. If you know what challenges does your ideal client has to face on regular basis, what emotions do they carry around this challenge, what gap they are looking to fill in their business, bingo. That is where you step in like a solid gap filler and propose to your clients directly. This sounds easy, but to get to know your ideal customers' pain point, it needs a little bit of work here. There are a couple of ways through which you can do this, and one of them being a very famous method, which is conducting a survey. The survey helps you to reach the maximum number of ideal customers and get to hear their pain points. The second one is interviewing your ideal customers. This is one of the best ways where you can provide a space to your ideal customers to hear them out without passing any judgment or comment here. Let's be honest, every human being wants to be heard today. They want someone to give a space where they are not being judged, or someone who can act like a sounding board where they share their pain points and feel good about it. Doing this helps us achieve two things at once. Number one is you get to know the pain points of your ideal customer, and second, build a strong rapport with them where the selling becomes easy part for your marketing and sales department. After this question of pain points comes the next question, which happens to be the last but not the least, the question of being an expert advisor or a problem solver. I've seen in so many of my clients' cases in which they first focus on what solutions they have to give to their clients and then try to fit the client into your solutions, rather than first hearing out to the client and then designing a solution around it with the existing resources. I'm not saying anywhere that do anything that your clients say, but do it if you really understand the domain of client's problem, have existing resources for it, and you both will be mutually benefited from it, and that is the work you would want to do for your ideal customers throughout the journey of your startup or business. So the fourth question is, what problem are you really solving for your customers? Now there are many different set of questions, but if you answer these four for now, your business will have a good kickstart with great zeal and accurate value proposition. Now there are other business tools which you can definitely go through, and one of the best tools for value proposition is a value proposition canvas, which will help you work on your startups or business value proposition. Now this tool or model is a little more like a business technical model, and you may choose to learn it by yourself, or may get in touch with a business consultant or a business strategy consultant, or maybe you can directly reach out to me. I will help you on it, as value propositions vary across industries and across different market segments within an industry. Now that is how you can work around the value creation of your service business in the marketplace to help you grow your business sustainably and substantially. So I hope you found this podcast very helpful, and if at all you have any questions, queries, you can always type to me in email. That is connect, CONNECT @RohanArote, ROHANAROTE.com. You can also visit my website www.rohanarote.com to get the more updates and the upcoming episodes, as well as to know what all services do I provide to the service sector based startups and businesses. So thank you for listening to my podcast. See you in the next episode. Thank you.